Awesome. What's up, everyone? So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jack the God. I am the CEO of Hustle Design Agency, where we create high quality websites and graphics that convert because hustle does beat luck every time. And I also own a clothing brand called My Hustle Has Purpose, where we inspire entrepreneurs and hustlers to just keep going and believe in your hustle, right? So, today I want to talk to you about why design is more about problem solving and less about creativity. So what a lot of people don't realize is that they'll come to me and they'll say, "Hey, I need a new design, I need a new logo, I need a new whatever," right? And I'm like, "Okay, cool, that's really cool. Congrats on whatever you got going on, but what is your objective?" Right? Because sometimes people think that it's just about what it looks like, but it's more than what about it looks like. It's about the objective. So we're in 2022, right? So we should understand now that followers doesn't equate finances. So that's one thing. So some people think they need new followers. They don't need new followers. What they need is more sales, right? You think that getting followers is going to ultimately add revenue, and sometimes that's not going to happen, especially depending on the industry that you're in. So I need to know your objective, right? And this is always going to be different depending on what kind of entrepreneur you are and how deep you are in the game. So a beginning entrepreneur is going to need things that 6 and 7 figure business or entrepreneur is not going to need different things. So what you might look like in the beginning of your journey, what you might look like, what you might do is always going to change throughout the process. And this is very important to understand because, again, people will come to me, I need a no logo, I need a website. Sometimes, again, that's not what you need. Um, Let me put this into a bigger perspective as well, right? So I'm working with a 7 figure business, right? And they said that, hey, I have a trade show coming up and we need marketing materials. Can you help me out? And I'm like, of course, that's great. What are your ideas? What exactly do you need? What have you bought? Have you bought your booth? Are you needing handouts? I'm starting to vet them with exactly what they're going to need, right? And then I have to ask them, what is your objective through all of this? What are you wanting to get out of this trade show? 9 times out of 10, it's sales. Okay, great. How do you typically get your sales? And what can I do to help you increase exposure? So when people leave this trade show, they're going to remember you, right? So what did I do? I came up with a whole marketing thing that I implemented into the design. So I could have easily just said, "Great, I'll make you look great. I can look up what a booth looks like and design a booth." That's the easy part. But they need sales. So what can I do different than any other designer? Because again, design is more about problem solving than design. Obviously, we want it to look nice. That's the come on, we know that. But we want it to do what it's supposed to do. We want the dollars. We don't just want the looks. So what did I do? I went, okay, great. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make this modern. We're gonna add a QR code on your booth. We're gonna give your booth that modern technology look. And not only that, but now we're going to give you handouts. And these handouts are going to be business cards because we don't want people to throw out your handouts. We're not going to give them flyers. We're not going to give them papers. We're going to give them a business card with another QR code, the same QR code, right? And what is that QR code going to do? It's going to bring them back to these specific landing pages that we created just for this trade show, that they were going to, right? And then that landing page will allow them to have a notification to come back to their booth because guess what? Now they're going to have a demonstration. So it's a whole thing because we want to leave a lasting impression on their customers or anybody who came across their booth when they leave. I tell that story to let you know that you can't just go to a designer sometimes and say that, hey, I need a design. You need to know more than what you need. Now, if you're a beginning entrepreneur, if you're just getting your feet wet, then you know what? You might just need a design. You might just need a quick website to slap up there and to get something out because, you want to make yourself look reputable. You want to make yourself look trustworthy. And so I get that. And so sometimes as a beginning entrepreneur, you might go to places like Fiverr, and you might pay for a low level design, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But know that that's not where you're going to be forever. Eventually, you're going to come to a point where you need to start thinking about the design. Sorry, I lost my train of thought right there. The problem solving in the design, and less about actually just having the design because it's more important than having the design. So I like to say that there's like 4 steps in that. There's discover, define, develop, and deliver. So we have to discover what the objective is. We have to define the objective in its entirety. And then there's only a small part of the equation, which is the develop part of the equation, where you actually create the design. And then there's the delivering and actually executing it and watching it create the analytics it needs to create. So if you know me and you've come across my company, you'll see that it's Hustle Design Agency. Everything is about key performance indicators, the results that we're going to get you, and creating designs that convert, right? Designs that convert. And I talked about that last time. So designs that convert might mean placing things in a certain way. It might mean following the design rules. It might mean trying to implement as many of the five senses in your designs as possible. So sometimes people don't think about that. They just think they need a flyer. But guess what? If you can implement more of the five senses into any design that you have, the more likely that customer is going to remember you, and it's going to have a tangible feeling of your company. What does that mean? If I go to a website, I want it to be interactive. Why? Because now you're interacting. That's touch. It's more than just about seeing, it's feeling. Now they're feeling your company. If you're posting on social media and you're using your voice, now you're going back to the sound. So trying to implement as many of the five senses that you can into your design elements. So again, it's more about problem solving and less about design. The design is the after of all of it. First, you have to come together. You have to create a plan. You have to build a plan. It might be the wording that you use. So again, design, it bridges the gap between what you want it to do and the result. So if you have a problem in your company, let's say you sell ACs and you need to come up with a creative slogan. I see this all the time when I'm going on the highway. There's a company that says your your wife is hot. That hits them on the nail. Damn, how creative is that? Your wife is hot. That's all they said. So it's problem solving. Your wife is hot, so get your AC fixed, right? So it could be just about the typical words you use. So remember, design is about problem solving and less about creativity. I say that to let you know also that not all of you are going to be in a place where you're ready to outsource your design. You're ready to outsource your creative, and that's okay. So if you're in that position and you are just, again, trying to look reputable, because then if that's the case, that might be the problem that you need to solve. You need to look reputable. You need to look trustworthy. So now you need design. So don't be scared to do it yourself. Use the resources you have around you. There's Canva. There's Adobe Creative Suite that now offers a design element that you don't actually need to use Adobe. I'm going to give you guys one of my favorite resources too. Well, it's part of one of my favorite resources. It's called WePick. It's actually a newer thing. So WEPIK .com, and it's a creative resource that's similar to Canva. And there they also allow you to create flyers, designs, logos, things of that nature. And so if you are a beginning entrepreneur and you can't yet afford to get these things done from a professional, then hey, just do it, because your problem is that it needs to be out there. So again, design is about problem solving. When you need a website, when you need a graphic, when you need a logo, anything you need of that nature, it's about problem solving and not just design. So I want you guys to stop going out there and just thinking that you just need a design, because that's not the case. I need you to go deeper than that. And that's what's going to take your brand to the next level, because that's what the next level entrepreneur is doing. They're always looking on how they can problem solve and how they can do it efficiently and how they can implement this design to maybe solve that problem or get that awareness out there. So, the problem might be getting exposure. The problem might be getting awareness. The solving might come in an entertainment post. The solving might come in an educational post. And now we're looking at the analytics. Well, every time I post something that's educational, I get 8 followers. And every time I get 8 followers, one of the followers is going to go to my website. And it takes 1,000 people to go to my website to actually get the lead, and it takes 10 leads before I actually convert to a sale. So there's a bigger picture than all of this, and you have to look at every single step, before sometimes even going to your marketing person, going to your design person, or you can hire a person for marketing if that's not in your scope, or if you're just starting to get into that level and you need help on, hey, I have a company and it's not converting, and then they can do a whole dissect your entire business. So I don't know where I'm at in time, but try not to talk too much. My name is Jack the God again. I'm owner, CEO of Hustle Design Agency. I've been a designer for over 10 years now. I've worked with 6, 7 figure businesses. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm always happy to help, always happy to assist. I'm actually going to be releasing an ebook, and I've actually have my wait list ready. So if you go to my website, jackthegod.com, which is also in my bio, the link is in my bio, so you can go ahead and follow me as well. you can go ahead and sign up for that wait list. And the ebook is going to be six figure creative resources, where I give you all of my creative resources. Not only am I giving you all of my creative resources, but anyone who purchases a book will actually be get the master class where I teach on how to use and implement these creative resources in your business. And then if you want, you can always, again, you might be at the point where you just want me to do it for you, and you're going through my agency, or you can do a one-on-one if you're a creative looking to learn how to get into the design industry. So I do offer multitude of things.